Welcome to this challenge on making selections. I've introduced you to a lot of different selection tools and methods in this chapter. What I'd like you to do for this challenge is find the best and easiest selection tool that you can use to select the background of this image. And then if you'd like, you can fill that with a color. Now for bonus points, deselect and then try selecting the hat and filling it with color. Remember that the best tool for making a selection isn't necessarily the same tool that you used on some other selection. So experiment with the selection tools. And I suggest you take a look at the tools in this flyout menu, Object Selection, Quick Selection, and Magic Wand, as well as the Select Subject command. Now, the main point of this challenge is to experiment with selection tools. But if you'd like to do something with your selections, here's what you could do: fill with color. And to remind you how to do that, I'll make a quick selection with the lasso tool here. And then I'll go up to the edit menu and I'm going to choose fill. And in the fill dialog box, you want your blending mode to be set to color so that you can see the tones of the photograph behind the color you're filling with. And then go to the content menu, choose color. In the color picker that opens, move this slider to a general area of color that you like, and then choose a shade of that color by clicking on it in the square and click OK. And then to fill your selection with color, click OK. And deselect. So have fun exploring selection tools in this challenge, and I'll see you in a minute in the solution movie. Welcome back from your Making Selections challenge. Were you able to select the background of this image? How about the hat? Were you able to select that? And how did you do finding the best selection tool for each of those tasks? Well, let me show you the thinking process that I went through and the tools that I chose. So when I looked at the background of the image, I noticed it's all one color. So immediately I thought about using the Magic Wand tool, because the Magic Wand selects based on color. Now here you can see that I have all of my options for this tool set to their defaults. The tolerance is 32 and the option contiguous is checked. But these are sticky settings. In other words, they stay the way they were the last time you used them. So if you had contiguous unchecked and you clicked with the Magic Wand tool, you wouldn't get a great selection. So there are some alternatives. I'll undo. And if you did have contiguous checked, you get an OK selection with the Magic Wand tool. Depending on where you clicked, it might select everything or almost everything, and then you could come in and hold the Shift key and select the little extra bits. Let me show you another way, though, that I ended up using instead. I'll deselect Command D. And I looked at this image and I said, I bet I could select the woman pretty quickly with the Select Subject command and then invert that selection to select the background. And that's what I ended up doing. Select Subject. Now the woman is selected. And then select Inverse. And the background is all selected. Then I filled that with color, the way I showed you in the challenge movie. And then deselect. Then I thought about the hat. It's an object, so it seemed to me the perfect tool would be the Object Selection tool. So I selected that tool here in the toolbar. I waited while Photoshop analyzed the image to identify what it thinks are objects, and then I hovered over the hat. And sure enough, it's surrounded with a magenta outline. That means that Photoshop knows it's an object. So when I clicked on it, Photoshop was able to select it all right away. And then I filled that with a different color. Edit Fill. I went to Color, and I chose a deeper purple, clicked OK, and clicked OK, and then Deselect. So that's how I solved the challenge. I hope you had fun solving this challenge too.